Yeah. As a wise man once said, it's starting to feel like Wednesday again.
On a feel like Wednesday again.
Can't be mad at that. What's going on? It's the Attitude Era Podcast, Wednesday Night Wars. Y'all know who it is to my right. Might be your left, depending on how your screen look. But either way, he's that way. You know what I'm saying? The greatest healing podcast wrestling today. The most loved, the most hated, the Archie Carter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give it up. And y'all know who I am. You know what I'm saying? The reigning, defending,
Undisputed
undisputed.
podcast champion of the world. King
You know what I
HP.
mean? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Ooh, we got
And
a
we
we got
about,
a
we about
hard
to get into it. We about to get into it. One of my favorite. I It's some things I love in life. I love sunflowers. You know what I'm saying? I love a good home cooked meal. I like a nice proportioned body. You know, I'm weird though. I like rainy beach days. You know, we all got our things we like. But you know what I like, HP?
what is
I
that?
like big, meaty men slapping meat. And tonight we got big, meaty men slapping meat. The best big man bracket tonight. Now, I ain't pausing no
There it
more.
is.
I ain't saying pause no
Attitude
more.
Era
It is what it is.
We're gonna put that right on the screen, right there in the little thingy right there.
And if you
Pause,
didn't see
brother.
last week's bracket, it was best on mic worker and promo. We came to a conclusion. I'm not gonna tell you who won. Go watch it. Go hit the
Oh,
polls up on Twitter and everywhere else. They may still be up, they may not be, because we done made it to a new week of Wednesday Night Wars where we pick a topic, we go to war, and tonight we got a bracket of the best big men. King HP, can you put that up on the screen so we can see what the East and the
absolutely,
West
brother.
conferences looking like for the best big man bracket? I like it.
Absolutely, brother. You see in the top left, we got Braun Strowman, Big Show. We got the great Kali and Yoko. Who's on him? Omos. You know what I'm saying? The Black Bane. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I thought it was for a moment. You know what I'm saying? And Vader Tom. You know what I'm saying? Bam Bam Bigelow, Andre the Giant. Then you go on to the Eastern Conference. Woo! King Kong Buddy versus Big Daddy Cool. You know what I'm saying? Earthquake taking on the world's strongest man. You got brother versus brother. Undertaker versus Kane, and you got Rikishi versus Big John Studd. Good sir. You trying to start arguments here. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You're trying to create hate and discontent.
I'm
And you're good.
trying to entertain the wrestling fan because the company is not very entertaining right now. So you come to Wednesday Night Wars and we going to listen. Listen, we talked about this early in the group chat. Sometimes you hit that burnout point. So we gonna do something else to where we don't burn out, and we just gonna take a left on Wednesdays and go to war. Then we get back right on Mondays and Fridays for Raw and SmackDown. But you know what I'm saying, this is the middle of the week. Hopefully this week has been good to you, going for good for you. Hope it's going well for you. And we just like to talk. You know what I'm saying? We like to fight. We
Yes,
like to
sir.
argue. But at the end of it all, we still cool. We still people. And of course, I represent the Horseman 97. King HP represents the Click. You're going to learn more about that as you continue to watch this Wednesday Night War thing, where we actually have teams who get on this screen and debate for their respective teams. And we have a draft coming up. So if you're interested in that, you like what we do, get a membership and be part of it. HP, you ready to get into this
I'm ready to get it. I want to add something. I want
big
to add
man
something.
bracket? Go ahead. Do you think?
I definitely think Archie is the king of starting arguments. I've looked at some of these brackets now a few times. And if you're like, man, why did they don't blame me. Don't give me the hate. You see that MLMH, most love, most hated. That goes to Archie Carter. Fill his inbox. Don't at me. Okay. Give it to him. Because I ain't got it. I ain't got the smoke. I'm just here to provide the smoke. But I ain't, hey,
Look,
Archie brought
man.
the chaos.
I'm just trying to have fun with my people, man. Shout out to the best chat on the internet. That is the Attitude Era Podcast chat. And I'm ready when you are good, sir, to get this
Yes,
thing
sir.
cracking.
First matchup. Oh, I almost went to the wrong bracket. First matchup. We want to start on the West Coast. They'll usually start earlier anyway.
It don't matter. Let's just get to it, man, because it's some interesting matchups on here.
Yeah. This one is interesting because I got a question right off the bat. Braun Strowman versus The Big Show. Now I got a question right off the gate that could change for a lot of my picks for some of these potentially. When we say The Big Show, does that mean just The Big Show, or does that count his work as the Giant?
We talking about peak big man. When was his peak?
I think he's got two. I think in WCW as the Giant, his athleticism was they didn't hold back. He was drop kicking insecurities. Got to
Bro, he
WWE,
was
they was
doing
like,
top rope missile drop kicks. They told him to stop.
that's you know
So
what I'm saying? That's I'm like, yo, dude was a menace, bro. And then yeah, they wanted to be more of a big man, more of a menace, literally, when he got to WWE. So they actually toned that down before WWE a little bit, but WWE definitely wasn't having that. You ain't gonna be 7 foot 500 pounds doing mistletoe drop kicks and insecurities and all that. Absolutely not.
that's right,
Um
though. Well, let's get it. Who you got, man? That battle. It's an interesting battle.
in a thing of accolades, I think Braun Strowman has an argument, but I think you got to go. You got to go with the that is my pick. That is my pick. I'm standing strong on it. Direct TV, what up? Salute to you in the chat. Vinny, what's up? We in the building. Looks
Shout
like they
out to
both
the
saying the Big
homie
Show.
D-Rec, man. We just had an event in Albany, Louisiana, man. D-Rec is one of the most talented people I know. He puts together all the stages and sets for Pro Wrestling 225, and he has his own channel, which is Direct TV. He does wrestling reviews. He draws. He's an artist. So shout out to the homie Direct TV. Who you picked, HB?
I got to go with the Big Show and a couple of small, quick reasons. One, the Big Show's prime, his debut was pretty good. If you do top 10 debuts, it's possible his gets in there in the WWE when he broke through the steel cage on Steve Austin, throwing him out the cage, breaking it, and going through. So I got to go with that. I also think he's had almost every belt I can. He usually had ECW World Title, WCW World Title, WWE, World Title. So that's a major accomplishment in itself. IC belts, tag belts. My man's done it all.
Yeah, I think Big Show wins this slider because, like you said, he's had two careers. And Braun Strowman, he came in hot. I know I've been hard on Braun Strowman on this pod. It's just because I don't think he was really given the fairest of shakes. Athletically, like the dude's an athlete. He's big, he's bulky, he looks the part. His work with the Wyatt family was incredible. But Big Show came in under Kevin Sullivan. Like how could you hate that,
In the
right?
dome, baby.
And the work he did in the Dungeon of Doom was phenomenal. His WCW run was, I mean, you don't know young Paul White. You gotta check out young Paul White. But I'm gonna have to go with the Big Show on this one as well. Because even in WWE, he came in with and the weapon of mass destruction. He was knocking people out. Like, yo, yeah, Big Show. Very underrated though. I think a lot of people underrate the Big Show. So I'm gonna roll with the Big Show on this one.
Yeah, great pick, brother. Uh what up, Adam JP? We see you in the chat. Uh Big Show and Brock cooked for me, it definitely did. Next matchup, the Great Khali versus Yokozuna.
I like this one.
I do. I do. There's a couple knocks I have to give, and they're not to the Great Khali. And unfortunately, the knocks I have to give aren't really like knocks. But they're my man. I wish the what ifs, right?
I got the
One,
decider for mine already, but I'm gonna let you go
do
ahead.
you?
Yes.
I
And it's is
wonder how
is
great
go ahead. I'm sorry. It just got me
if Yoko
excited.
would have.
Look, Wednesday we get excited, people. Look, it's hump day, but it's Wednesday night war day. So and I like big meaty men slapping meat. I'm not gonna say that no more tonight, but I gotta say it one more time. I'm done.
Yo, I want my knocks are one. If Yokozuna would have stayed in shape, how far could he have gone? And in shape was like, what I'm saying, around 400, 450 for him. That was when they were WrestleMania 9, WrestleMania 10. He was killing. The second thing is, and I used the wrong term with Knox, but these are my things that two things I always wonder if he never, if you know, if he doesn't pass away. He unfortunately, rest in peace. He passed away early, and so his career is short lived but very impactful. So those are my two things. They're not knocks. They're what ifs, right? They're what ifs. Great Khali got the run early, right from the jump. Really, Vince couldn't take his eyes off him. But he's not talented by any stretch of the imagination like Yoko. My pick is Yoko. They put this man in Punjabi prison.
Hey,
That bam.
he had a nation behind him. He had a nation behind him. That's
I ain't seen. If Cody Rhodes does a Punjabi prison match, then I'm okay with the match. They made a match specific for him with bamboo
listen.
sticks.
That Cody match would be hair dye on a pole. But I I liked Khali. I liked what Khali did and how he I liked the character, right? My only knock on Khali was he couldn't move. Like he wasn't fluid in the ring.
Right.
Yokozuna, for a man that size, he was doing super kicks. Yokozuna was moving in the ring.
Yeah.
Arguably comparable careers. Both had big moments in the WWE. Came in hot, came in as foreigners. But I have to roll with Yokozuna just on the fact that for a man that size, he moved very well. We got a lot of men on this list that was moving and shaking. Yokozuna is definitely one of the men who, like, you would probably lose to him in a foot race and be like, how did that happen? You know what I'm saying? But my pick is Yokozuna. No knock to Kali. I'm not taking a chop to the head, but Kali.
Good pick, brother. Good pick. I also want to say salute. Yoko came in at a time too where and D-Rex said it right there. He ended Hulkamania. Hulkamania has like a pause of greatness because he leaves one company on a kind of like a downward and resurrects another company. So he never really goes away. But Yokozuna literally ended that chapter in the WWE. It was him that they chose, and he, you know what I mean? And he headlined back to back WrestleManias.
So Yoko and Brett,
Classics.
fire,
Classics.
fire.
Yes. Yo, next match on the card. Let me throw out the bracket in case, you know what I'm saying? In case you guys like, oh, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Let me take some of the comments off the screen. See, oh shit, I'm clicking the wrong thing. Uh, boom. So now we're on Omos. Look at the brackets, ladies and gentlemen. Omos taking on Vader. Big Van Vader.
It's time. It's time. It's Vader time. Look, man, I'm just gonna cut the line on this one. No disrespect to Omos. I feel like Omos is Kali like, but he moves better. He just was never really given a shot in WWE. He goes to New Japan and becomes a champion. So I just feel like he wasn't really given a shot in the WWE. But listen, it's not many people that's gonna surpass Big Van Vader to me. Van Vader was a wrestler. Van Vader was a good person. Van Vader legitimately scared me as a kid when he come out with the Mastodon helmet on and what he did to Sting. Look,
Ooh.
Van Vader, landslide. If Omos had been given more to work with and we've seen more of him, I think it's been more of a fight. But Big Van Vader, absolutely one of the absolute goats.
100%. I do think Omos would have been great in another pool, maybe potentially, but this one they went. You know, it sucks that he ended his career in WWE
He's
because it's
still
like
there.
WWE.
He
Huh?
came
No, no,
back.
I'm talking about. Let me switch. Vader did right because Vader ended like on a low note. When WWE got tired of him for whatever reason, I guess he got into it with Shawn Michaels during his initial run where he went full steam ahead. And then
When Sean
if you
stepped
go
on
into
his
the
head,
yeah, they were going to resurrect that a little bit going into Survivor Series, the December of '96. The pay per view, if you remember, for 1996 of December was called Vader Time. Vader was supposed to beat Shawn Michaels
it's time.
in Survivor Series. At some reason, that like weeks before that, they did a Sid versus Vader match. They pulled the trigger on Sid, but the marketing had already went for the Vader Time pay per view. It was like,
Legend, legend.
so. Vader, had he would have got a WWE run, people would really his name would really, because he was dominant everywhere he went. The moonsaults, the athleticism, a
Those
brute
punches,
every
bro.
sense of the
Vader
word.
got you in the corner. I wanted a mask and gloves as a kid, but I was scared of the man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Omos wasn't on Boy Meets World. Vader was. So
Va- Vader easy. Vader's a landslide. Vader's like probably my low key sleeper in this whole thing. Uh, Now we got a good, interesting one
my low key sleeper is in this bracket right here.
in this bracket right
This
here.
match
This is a
right
good one
here.
right here. We got Bam Bam. Oh, let me take them. We got Bam Bam Bigelow versus Andre the Giant.
Listen,
How y'all calling this? Archie,
listen. Andre
Mr.
was
Carter.
Andre. Andre was Andre. Andre was Andre. Andre was the man. We was undefeated for like 4 years. Like Andre was Andre. Andre passed the torch to Hogan. We got Hulkamania. We got all this stuff. But we talking about in ring. Listen, it's only one man that I think on this bracket moved better than Vader in the ring, and that was Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam
Mm,
Bam
mm,
Bigelow is another slept on wrestler. I think he's in the same vein as Vader. I just don't think they had the look that would translate well to the audience that the WWE was really trying to capture at the time. Because when Bam Bam was in ECW, he was part of Triple Threat with Chris Candido and Shane Douglas. Look, over Vader, legend in Japan. It's something about when you make it to certain places where that doesn't translate over. Um, I got Bam Bam. As far as in
yeah,
ring, I got
okay,
Bam Bam.
okay.
If we talk about history and we talk about moments, look, you that's Andre all day. But in ring, I got Bam Bam Bigelow.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I don't want to be New Jersey biased. Bam Bam from Asbury Park, New
Asbury
Jersey.
Park.
You know what I'm saying? The beast from the East. Nobody was really moving like Bam Bam. Salute to Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed talked about his finisher, right? And how he took it from Bam Bam. But he quotes, if you listen to this interview, it's very interesting. He wanted to be different from Bam Bam and how he leaps. When Bam Bam got on the top for the headbutt, you know what I'm saying, the tsunami, he
Flying
would
head.
put both feet on the top turnbuckle, right? Pause, and then he would leap or whatever. And he was like, Bronson Reed never does it. Because once he gets that one foot on, he leaps off that foot for more momentum to look different, to be different. So he's not as balanced on purpose. But I bring that up because it's like, what is the impact in today's, people are still taking from Bam Bam Bigelow. So if you're like, "Oh, Bam Bam never made an impact," I'm quoting one of the hottest stars
But
today.
Bam Bam
The,
was him.
you know, he wrestled WrestleMania 11, Lawrence Taylor, and he actually technically was the main event for that, right? And they trusted Bam Bam. That's no, you were trusting Lawrence Taylor with Bam Bam Bigelow. You know, uh, unfortunately, no titles to speak of in the WWE. Now, I will go into this. Andre the Giant, uh we let me bring up Roman Reigns here, right? Roman Reigns, 1,300 days, right? Closest reign to Hulk Hogan, right? Hulk Hogan actually hit 4 years. Roman Reigns had like 3.5 as world champ. Why am I bringing this up? Right? Roman Reigns was undefeated during that time. Hogan wasn't. There was one guy that beat Hogan during his 4 year run, that championship, and it was Andre the Giant. So Andre the Giant drew 93,000 people to go against Hogan at WrestleMania 3. He's battling Big John Studd, I think it was at WrestleMania 1. Like, he is the guy that you put your company on so we can get the Bam Bam, so we can get the Vaders. I have to say it's Andre.
Got Andre. Chat, we gotta
It's
take it to the chat real quick. Who you got? You got Andre or Bam Bam, HP, the first 3 to 5. You gotta call it. Well, who do you see first?
all right. First through the five, I see. Well, that says Vader. I'm gonna make these play out in a in a Fire Pro world. I say Bam Bam. Bam Bam made an impact. Wait, what? To say Bam Bam never made an impact is uneducated. No one said that. We just talked about Bam Bam's impact.
No, Bam
Oh,
Bam
we might be
is
talking in general though. If someone were to say that, Bam Bam is in major pain. Andre's Princess Bride. Let's not, you know what I'm saying? I we might have to
Andre
come
was
back.
in the Mel Brooks movie too. I forget which one. Shout out to Mel Brooks, legend.
We might have to come back to that. So right now we're at a stalemate on Bam Bam and Andre the Giant, y'all. We might have a stalemate, y'all.
What's
We need some votes. We're
we
gonna
need
spin the
some
block
help.
on that. Bam Bam made an impact. No one's denying that. D-Rex says it's Bam Bam. I need people. I need Andre the Giant or Bam. This is what Archie does. I told you. He puts these. It should have been an open shut case, right? But it's really not. When you're talking about impact, or you're talking about like move sets, or you're talking about
Bam Bam had. I
athleticism.
mean, Andre had the look. He had the size. Right.
Andre is the look.
Andre. Yeah. He had no choice. He never
No
stopped
more.
growing.
Oh,
He never stopped growing. But for Bam Bam to move how he moved in ring, bro, you just said it. His finisher was a top rope fly high risk maneuver
it
that he's
was. It
doing
was.
every night.
I got two Andres over Bam Bam, and one D-Rec is a Bam Bam. Ripshot is an Andre over Bam Bam. Vinny's an Andre over Bam Bam. So far, we're 2-1.
Uh oh,
And we're tied.
time.
So Andre looks like he's up one. We're still gonna spin the block and see if anybody else comes in and has an
Anybody else
opinion. But
tap in on that one? We'll give it whatever they say. But that's interesting.
that is, we still got to get to the next round.
Let's go to the East Side Eastern Conference.
The East, the Eastern Conference. Here we go. Take it from the top. Tippy bone, be bone, shake it, then King Kong
Oh,
Bundy, Diesel. Yeah, that's how high this hit my head. Like, man, I'm about to listen to some music after this. King Kong Bundy versus Diesel. Okay, if we're looking at around 95, 96, where King Kong Bundy's in $1 million corporation, it's an easy watch. If you're looking at
everybody has a
career
price.
and you're going WrestleMania 1 and 2, right? Even 3, but 1 and 2, where King Kong Bundy's going against Hogan, and you got Paul Orndorff going against Hogan, and these guys, and this is the draw. I think King Kong Bundy was Hogan at WrestleMania 2. But King Kong Bundy, this is a time where there's only 2 titles, right, in the WWE, the World and the IC. Other than that, you got to join the tag. There's not multiple titles for him to get. So he doesn't get any. He's just the monster, right? I think that should be noted. However, Diesel is a trendsetter. And that, my friend, he has a 1-year title run off kicking Bob Backlund in the gut in in
Another
650.
underrated, underappreciated wrestler, Bob Backlund. Like Bob Backlund, shout out to Bob Backlund, man.
Shout out to Bob Backlund. I have to go Diesel. I'm not even gonna bring up the Kevin Nash factor in the
Yeah, yeah,
NWO.
yeah. I mean, look, no disrespect to King Kong Bundy. He's on a list because he belongs on this list. You got to the matchups matter, and some of these it just is what it is. But one thing
Love
about
you, Big.
Diesel was smooth in the ring. Like he was very smooth with the in the ring. I mean, he's Big Daddy Cool for a reason. And that jackknife, I mean, it was man Diesel. Like then you get into Kevin Nash. Like he evolved and it's like he got better. Like toward the end, look, we don't remember that part. But
And even his end wasn't that bad because he had some injuries that were like,
Pete Diesel, Pete Kevin Nash. Listen, if you haven't watched our Double Up episode about this, we debated which character was better, Diesel or Kevin Nash. I forgot who won. I'm gonna have to go double
you know,
back on the
I'm gonna have
Double
to
Up.
spin.
But
Have to spin the block
yeah,
on that one.
I got Kevin Nash. King Kong Bundy, another wrestler that terrified me as a kid. But again, you talking about early WWE WrestleMania 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It was the land of the giants. The giant. It was like the NBA back in the day. You had a center, you was winning a championship. King Kong Bundy
You're
was
very,
him.
very
He wasn't in WrestleManias for no reason. But I gotta roll with Diesel, Kevin Nash with this one. No disrespect to King Kong Bundy at all.
at
I
all,
think
at
King
all.
Kong, Bam Bam, and Vader, 3 people. Sometimes you be in the wrong era. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes. But
You know what can happen? It could easily happen. Next up, we got Mark Henry taking on my man John Tenta himself, Earthquake.
This is interesting.
So this is the thing about the errors you just talked about. If Earthquake walks out to the ring today, he's dominant. That's
Thumping around the ring, yeah.
you know what I'm
And he
saying?
smashed
And then
Earthquake
he
smashed
smashed
Damien
Damien.
and turned him to a roll of toilet paper.
God. Unfortunately, I think he had so he becomes a member of the Natural Disasters. I'm not even gonna talk about his WCW, which what was his name, like Shark Biters? I don't know. But
What
anyway,
is it, tsunami or something like that? Was something weird.
something. But his WWE run, remember he was a fan in the crowd, right? And they were supposed to do push-ups with Dino Bravo, and Jimmy Hart brought him down. And I think it was the Ultimate Warrior, right? And they were doing, so we need the biggest man. And they pointed him out. He was sitting in the crowd. It looked like he needed 2 chairs. And he comes to the ring, right? What's your name? John. And like, oh, okay, John. Sits on Dino Bravo's back. Dino Bravo does some push-ups. Salute to Dino Bravo, rest in peace. And then it's the Warriors' turn. And what do? He kick the Warriors. His fan is doing it. Salute. Great intro. People will never talk about that intro, but it was great. However, Mark Henry was one of the most dominant forces the WWE had ever seen. When they finally got him out that sexual chocolate, you can even add that in, even though it's trash. Ain't no
People liked
comparison,
it
bro.
though, which was crazy.
People did. It kept them in business, giving birth
All
to
the
May
pain.
Young.
We was talking
That
about
that
nation domination.
Mark Henry has the first. It's like a roll up spot he did, and he's the first to ever do it. It's so common now, but it's crazy where he lays on the like he's on the ground, he catches you and he rolls you over. John Cena does it, Brock Lesnar does it, and he's still picking you up and he holds you.
Seth Rollins does it with that Falcon Arrow from the top rope.
It's insane. But it's the Mark Henry spot. He is
Chad
the
Gable
first to do
does
it.
it with the rolling German. So yeah.
So impact to the game too that he may not get the credit for, but whatever. Mark Henry. I'm said and done. I just wanted to bring up that stuff about Earthquake
No,
because
bro. No, Earthquake
a
was
lot of
another
stuff
one.
gets forgotten.
Like these big men did their jobs. This was another wrestler I was legit scared of as a kid. Rest in peace to the legend. Say he was a sweetheart of a man.
The
Um,
Shark. That was his
it's
name.
it's just crazy. Again, eras and matchups, but Mark Henry has a very great career, man. Nowadays, as a commentator, he may say some things I don't agree with, but everybody entitled to their opinion. Him and the coach just got into an argument yesterday about the whole referee spot and how people who see things as performers versus people who see things as fans and casuals don't see the same thing. They went at it, but he stood his ground. But in the ring, Mark Henry moved well. He spoke well, and he got us all with the salmon jacket fake retirement, man. That's classic Mark Henry, classic moment. I gotta roll with the Hall of Pain because that's what I do.
Crazy. The Hall of Pain, the Salmon Jacket. I forgot about the Salmon Jacket in the retirement.
And
And we just watched someone do that. AJ
and
Styles.
listen, the world's strongest man was not just a nickname. He literally, at that time, was the strongest man in the world based on the stats and whatever they did. He was literally the strongest man. He was doing things people had never done before.
He went to the Olympics.
He was
The
lifting things,
96.
lifting weights, moving objects, bending things. Like he was literally doing things no human has done before. So that wasn't just a nickname. He was really the world's strongest man.
Vince told him if he was going to compete in a strongman, because he got mad because he hadn't competed in so long, he wanted to prove he was still who he was. But Vince was like, if you lose that contest, don't come back. Because one thing I can tell you, with this company, there's no room for the world's second strongest man. Imagine, and you go and compete and then win that. So not only are you Olympically, you go Olympic and you win, then you go and do one of these strongman competitions and win that as well for like just to in case you played with my name.
Hey, shout out to
Yeah,
Mark
Mark
Henry,
Henry's like
bro.
that. Mark Henry's like that, bro. Oh man. And shout out to Earthquake, man, because I love Earthquake's character, and I love when he squashed Hulk Hogan on the Brother Love show. For those that remember that, I thought he was gonna end WrestleMania Obviously, I was wrong, but god damn it, he was close.
Bro, they did their jobs. They
They
did
did
their
their job.
jobs.
They definitely did their jobs, bro. Fire. We're moving on to the you. I'm gonna just say this out loud, Archie. You's a motherfucker because this is the shit right here that makes people get pissed off. People, family members stop talking, brothers stop talking to brothers, and we saw it in real life play out in kayfabe before our very eyes. The next matchup, The Undertaker and Kane.
In ring.
We shouldn't have saw this in the first round, Archie.
Hey,
We could have
times
put
will be
Omos
different.
versus Kane.
Listen, I said on the other show, I had Kane edging the Undertaker. Vinny was like, who's in the chat, shout out to Vinny, said Kane
Okay.
was just copy paste of Undertaker.
I disagree and agree at the same time. It's crazy.
Same because I think Kane went a little harder in the ring than Undertaker. We talking about in ring performance. Taker has bigger spots and bigger moments in the ring. So if you combine the two, you kind of gotta go with Undertaker. It's an argument, I say, but
It's an argument. I'm going to take out accolades, and the reason being, there's no reason being. Um, Undertaker has been a cornerstone to the WWE for a very long since his debut, damn near. Because once he came in, he was on the big stage. Within 1 year, he was fighting Hogan
he's
for the
never
world
been
title
less
and
than a
won.
main eventer or upper mid Carter, bro.
Correct. And so, and Vinny just brought up, you got the streak, you got Mount Rush. I don't know if Taker's Mount Rushmore. I can only get four. I don't know if I have Taker on my four, but there's a lot of categories when you say Mount Rushmore category, big man's, blah blah blah. Taker is definitely in, and if someone puts him on the Rushmore, I don't really argue because it's a legitimate, you know what I'm saying?
He's definitely a
Um,
staple. Definitely a staple.
yeah, 100%. But here's my thing. Kane did things drastically different too. His personality. He came in, but he's based on the Undertaker.
That's what I'm
And his
saying. I
move
just
set
think he
was
wrestled.
completely
I
based on
think
the Undertaker.
Kane wrestled the Undertaker style better, but the Undertaker did more, if that makes sense.
I thought he looked choppy, but there's things I thought that was okay. Do you remember how Kane used to exit the ring? He used to fall over backwards over the top rope. I thought that was dope. Little nuances to show how athletic I am and how vastly different I am. They both did the sit ups impervious to pain. But let's be clear by the time Kane gets there in 96, he's been Isaac Yankem DDS and he's been fake Diesel. Undertaker had already been there for like 6 years, 5 years, I
Best
think.
story and best debut ever in wrestling.
I I gotta go take her. I gotta go take her. And I just don't want to do that just so empty handedly because Kane is like, oh, it's Kane, bro. Kane has all world championships in WCW, the World Heavyweight, the WWE or WWF, and then the ECW. You know,
Kane was him. and
Kane was
and at one time they pitched Kane to be in DX.
dog. What they should have did was pitch Kane and had him win the Royal Rumble because Kane at one point had the most eliminations in the world.
That's
He
another
was
bracket. Who Royal Rumble winners who should have. It's a lot.
he should have won.
I'm
Yes,
going to
that's a
take a detour
whole.
right now and say top of that list for the things he did in like 8, 9, 10 years straight. Kofi Kingston should have won at least one of those Royal Rumbles.
I'll disagree with you. Can't go
Kofi should
Kofi.
have won. They could have made
Kofi.
it into the Kofi Mania story, but having him have
Oh yeah.
those
Yeah. No, I
miraculous
forgot about that.
saves.
Would have
That's
been
what I'm
good.
saying. He did that for like 8 years straight. Till
That
he
would have
started
been
running out
good.
of ideas and he started landing on pancakes and shit. So I think Kofi could have got one.
No, the year going into Kofi Mania probably would have been your one to do it, and you
But
do a different spot that year, as you know. But you're right; it's a different combo. I go take her with you.
yeah, we
No
go.
slight to Kane.
Nah. If we had more time and we was gonna deep dive, I'm pretty sure I could put up a fight for Kane. But
Yeah, it's a legit. Kane's also won the Intercontinental belt. He's won other titles that Undertaker's never even. You know what I mean?
but
However,
Taker
he is
took some
based on
risk in
Kane.
that ring.
What up, SCB?
Taker low key's a high flyer. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Well, compare. this is where the longevity kicks his ass. We're talking about Kane in '96, and then you go into the 2000s. But Undertaker, when he's first, and then at the very end against Shawn Michaels, very
Yeah.
athletic. You know,
Even
so
An American Badass, that's when he became more of the striker that he developed into.
right, right. So
So
woo.
what I do like about Taker is over those years he did evolve. He went from the
Yeah.
slow menacing man and he evolved to, the high flyer. He evolved to the striker. He started doing the submissions. Like he started evolving his move set. So shout out to Taker for evolving. Um, but yeah, it could be more of a fight, but I ain't trying to tap the households tonight. Who's next, HP?
Oh man, we got a
SCB
nice one
first
here.
ladies in the chat.
Yeah, man, she done popped in. She done
SCB,
popped
who
up
you
and
got?
popped in.
Bam Bam Bigelow or Andre the Giant? That's gonna be the deciding vote.
We're up, brother. What you mean that this time? We're not even tied. We're up.
No, Bam Bam and I thought Bam Bam.
Andre.
Oh, okay,
No,
cool.
we're
Never
up one.
mind. I thought it was
But no,
not.
no, no. She needs to vote.
I thought it was tied.
No, it was 2-1. Let me go back to them chats.
We can move on. My bad. I got a broke toe. It's
Yeah, it
affecting my
was
brain.
D-Rex said Bam Bam right here. D-Rex said Bam Bam. Rib Shot said Andre over Bam Bam. And then Vinny came in and said I'm going Andre.
Okay.
So
All right. Well,
that was the 2-1.
we
So
go with Andre.
she can still vote. Also, you had D in the chat too. You know what I'm saying? And she hey, as a click, you know what I'm saying? Oh my
They look. I didn't even know they was in the chat. I'm running my mouth. Well, we'll just roll with
I was so
Andre.
it's still a great like it's nobody who was lost except for maybe Omos was like obliterated.
And I
You
think
know what
that's
I'm
a
saying?
longevity thing, and the WWE not really knowing what to do with him other than he's a big dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And right now, speaking of big
Because he
dudes,
can wrestle and he has a great personality. We just don't see that.
I'm scared that they run into a problem with him and Obafemi because they're very similar in character, and that's where it's like we got to get Omos out of here.
Oba
If
Americano is on the way. What's the next
oh
matchup, man?
oh my god, oh my fucking god. um, salute, salute, salute. We got Big John Studd taking on Rikishi. Hey, I did it for the Rock.
A lot of these are actually closer than you think.
I got this in a landslide.
Who you
Very
got?
similar to the Omos. Big John Studd, before the WWF, it's WWF, and Big John Studd had a little championship run over there. Big John Studd is one of the initial big men. I think he has a undefined Royal Rumble win before it was the Royal Rumble was a thing and it was the Royal Rumble. He also has like a win in there, just like somebody else. But I think man, just like King of the Ring was a thing before it was a thing. And that's how we
Right.
got King Haku and King Harley Race, right? Big John Studd had some of these things before they became a thing, and then years later, they're a thing now. So that he's not even awarded the fact that he could be the first, um, Big John Studd, man. I got like a list of little things he did. Oh, two, when you talked about King Kong Bundy earlier, Andre the Giant, he's tied to these guys in their early matches. When it's not Hulk Hogan versus Andre, it's Big John Studd versus Andre, and they are the draw of the early 80s and late 70s. That's the thing. There's just no pay-per-views yet. It's still territories. But Big John Studd, no crazy move set, but he is the guy. Like Andre was one, Big John Studd was two.
Who you rolling with? Stud?
Oh yeah, I got Stud. I don't even have anything. I think Rikishi was really dope at one point when he first debuted, and then they turned him into once he turned him into a comedy act,
That was it. Because
done.
he was the Sultan before that, right?
Yes,
He was the
yes.
Sultan.
I would
So
have rather seen him stay as a Sultan,
that's
but when he turned into a
another
comedy
bro.
act,
I'm telling you, I don't know how kids feel about wrestlers now, but every one of these guys we mentioned legitimately scared me as a kid, man.
no, for real. I never wanted to see him in the dark alley for real.
Yeah, but
Won the
John
second one,
Studd, bro,
89.
you can't. Yes, wrestling has evolved. Some people will watch these men we talk about now and be like, "Yo, they're boring." It's because we've gotten used of the fast pace, high flying spot fest. But when it wasn't that, and you would hate Bruno Sammartino. You know what I'm saying? You would hate those wrestlers of that time because they put on
Clinics.
long matches and it was slow build and slow grind. And
It was nice.
I appreciate the slow grind, even up into WCW when you had Dean Malenko, chain wrestling. You had William Regal, another underrated superstar. Like if that's not your thing, that's not your thing. But that's not easy to do. Big John Studd wrestled a big man style, and Rikishi was cool. He was moving, he was shaking, he was dancing. But
I didn't like the dancing.
aside of that, as far as in ring performance, I gotta roll John Studd. You don't be the second man behind Andre because you're not good in the ring. So
Can I just want to bring up a one point that just as you said he wrestled a big man style and it flashed in my head. Diesel used to do a move where he would Irish whip you to the turnbuckle, follow up with a big clothesline, and then start the back elbows. Rikishi was putting ass in the man's face, and it became the funny comedic thing to do. And I just hate what they could have done with him could have been crazy. Because Rikishi is a wannabe Yokozuna, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. Yoko, if you look at what a Rikishi is, it's a sumo wrestling champion. But
yeah.
a Yokozuna is
It's
literally by
the,
definition like their grand
the
champion
grand
of sumo
champion.
wrestling. Yeah, so it was literally he was built in the image of Yokozuna. You know what I mean? Like literally that was the idea for him to
Yokozuna
start.
had his ass out though.
Yeah, yeah, bro. And I didn't even know they were related for years. Like that's even man, it's
Uncle
crazy.
Rodney, they got us. Go check out the They Got Us episode. I think it's on his channel where when did you realize Yokozuna wasn't Japanese? So and we have a They Got Us about Kane and Undertaker. When did you realize they weren't brothers? It's some original content we have here. And Rikishi, we have an interview with Rikishi. Actually, we have an interview with Rikishi and Mark Henry on this very
Yes, sir.
podcast. So check out our interviews
Yes, sir.
with
You
those
know what we should
guys.
have put on here? Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know who we could have took off. I can think of somebody we could have took off, but Sid.
We just would have been fighting.
We'd have been fighting. Oh, man. Now I'm thinking back. I think I'll just take off Omos though, because Omos is still active.
And that would have
And I
been
think that would have been
Omos, Sid, and who?
it would have been Sid and Vader.
That's another argument.
Yeah, but I like the arguments on Wednesday
Shout out to
night.
Sid. And if you don't know, we rest in peace to all the guys on this list, but we have the last interview with Sid, his last interview before he unfortunately passed away, where he talked about wanting to be in the Hall of Fame. He gave his opinion about Sami Zayn, and it's a current superstar. He said he wouldn't mind managing, which is pretty cool, because he still wanted to do work with the WWE. We got that interview with him, and then unfortunately, like a week or so, he passed. But yeah, check out our interviews. A lot of people on this list we've sat down and talked to, so. Nah, nobody said that.
No, we didn't say that. I'm just saying if I could take a
That
person
would have
off
been the
because Omos
matchup.
was
We would have took Omos out and put Sid in.
out. Yeah, yeah. But Omos don't go over Sid,
Well,
bro. No,
throw the bracket up so we can get to round two and get
okay,
us a
yeah.
champion. So round two
All right.
from the Western Conference, we got who we
Big
got again?
Show versus Yokozuna.
And we have Vader versus Andre the Giant,
Andre the Giant.
Kevin Nash or
Diesel,
Diesel versus Mark Henry,
Mark Henry, and then
Undertaker
Taker
with
versus
Big
Big
John
John
Studd. I
Studd.
like it. I like it.
All
Let's
right.
go. Let's get us a champion, baby.
Big Show versus Yokozuna, very good matchup. I love it. I like it a lot. Big Show, again, when you count um, his giant stuff is phenomenal. However, it's gonna be very hard for me to top Yokozuna headline at WrestleMania 9, beating, WrestleMania 10, tag team champion with Owen Hart. He was the focal point from like 94 to 96. Like he was that
Oh.
guy. Yeah. I got Yoko.
I hate to do this. I hate to be that guy. But for the very reason we kind of didn't like the Rikishi stuff, Big Show became a joke toward the end of his WWE career.
Yeah.
They made the Big Show a laughing stock to where he was chasing the second tier title to have a WrestleMania moment. But
Yeah.
I think I got to roll with the chat on this one. And it's only
Oh.
because the length of time Yokozuna was with us.
Okay, that's fair. That's
That's
fair.
it. In ring, both of these guys move very
Damn.
well.
I can't even say. Let me ask the chat because we're 1-1. That shit was like Big Show, Big Show, Big Show, Big Show.
Yeah. No, I love Yokozuna. Like man, him and Mr. Fuji. Like it was crazy. But yeah, Show. Yeah, we got to see more of what Show could do in the ring, and we knew, like I said, in WCW, he was doing drop kicks from the top rope.
The
Like
Giant is dope.
yeah, they told him to stop. So yeah, I'm rolling with Big Show.
Damn. Okay. I'm not mad at that. Good picks. Good picks. Ooh. Vader versus Andre the Giant.
It's time. It's time. It's Vader time.
I I Andre was the guy. And because of that, see, but in WCW, Vader was kind of he wasn't nowhere near Andre's level, but um he was holding it down with the Stings, Flair, NWA. Um, he was their world champion at one point. He just Andre got so decrepit he couldn't be used. They started tagging him. They used him in seldomly because they wanted to preserve his health as long as they could. But he was still the guy. you know. So it's very hard for me to go against him. I know you haven't seen him in years, but if you go back to WrestleMania 3, go back to WrestleMania 4, teams up with Haku, and he becomes the Colossal Connection with Bobby Heenan. He has matches and gets up
Shout
starts
out
for the
to the
Ultimate Warrior.
Heenan family, man. Bobby Heenan, underrated.
Yeah, we could do manager camps and have
Bro,
that
I'm
argument.
gonna pick the big Andre the Giant just so the chat can argue Andre Big Show because they told us that was his son,
I mean, it is Andre. I definitely think it's Andre. So yeah,
and that's
that's
kind
gonna
of
be
a
an answer.
fantasy match for some people.
Oh yeah, it is. It definitely is. It definitely is. I know we always thought Taker Andre, but I much rather see the Giant versus Andre the Giant.
Really, that's interesting.
Yes. And now we about to get into it. I'm gonna change his name from Big Show to the Giant you know just to see that. On the other side of the country, we got Mark Henry taking on Diesel.
Mm,
So
this
we
is
remember
interesting.
Diesel beat King Kong Bundy. Mark Henry beats Earthquake. Diesel versus Mark Henry. Not gonna lie, as great as Mark Henry is, and as all the things he's done with his spot, and I think he's the more terrifying guy to face. Diesel is the guy. Kevin Nash is the guy, and they start a revolution in wrestling. Um, I can't overlook Diesel. Diesel in '95, going in '96 is such the guy. Remember, Mark Henry's in the company at that time. He's just not being used yet properly.
He was wearing like big hats and Zumba pants. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah.
gotta go Diesel. I gotta go Diesel.
Again, Mark Henry phenomenal. I think Diesel did more in ring. Like I said, Mark Henry wrestled the traditional big man style, but Diesel was smooth. Diesel damn near chain wrestled sometimes. He was smooth, and I think part of that was being Shawn Michaels heavy. He might have picked up a little bit on some of that. I
Yeah.
love Mark Henry. It's actually it's a coin flip for me, but
Okay.
I'm going to go Diesel because I know we probably going to get Oz versus Mark Calloway, Mean Mark matchup. So yeah,
Or WrestleMania 12 rematch.
Diesel, just for the entertainment purposes. Now we here, baby.
Big John Studd versus The Undertaker. Um, as much as I just talked about Big John Studd carrying that out of the late 70s before WWF becomes WWF and WWF, and he was a champion there. Undertaker is we called it, we said it. He's the cornerstone of the WWE for years. walking the tightrope with the what they call it the old school now, but at the time we didn't know what to call it. He was walking the top rope with the the arm smash,
We
and
just called it
he was
that
so
shit. Hey, Undertaker about to do that shit.
and his even if I put Undertaker and him into a match, remember the Undertaker was impervious to pain. They had to make specialty matches based for him because it was like his Taker.
Bro, I remember that Buried Alive match. He got buried and a lightning struck the grave. I was like, oh shit. Tell you, bro, they did their job, man. They did their
They
job.
definitely did the job. Undertaker might be the greatest character ever created.
Mm. Best
It's
gimmick.
very hard to
Most
argue
protected.
against it.
Definitely most protected gimmick of all time. So
Yes. And they did you right, they did their job. The backstory, you brought in characters that went on to
Undertaker will
be
have a
legends
tough
because
time with John Studd. I'm telling you, people sleep on John Studd.
no, he would 100%. But remember, Undertaker, okay, look at who he's beat. Matter of fact, the first clean loss Undertaker takes is SummerSlam 98 when he wrestles Stone Cold Steve Austin for the world title. That's his first clean loss. Clean. Nobody interfering. Hulk Hogan beats him for the title. Ric Flair puts a chair in the ring and shit. Or no, it was a rematch and Flair still got involved. But Undertaker didn't even take a clean loss. And he came in like 92 or 91. Like, man,
Protected
listen.
company man, probably one of the best
And he's
characters.
dropped some big men.
He
Giant
has
Gonzalez.
he has some of the best highlights, the best story ever with like his career is like that. And he got it done in the ring. Again, he was damn near a high flyer, but I'm gonna roll with the Undertaker here, man.
Man. All right, y'all. We
Y'all
got the
gonna stop
final.
disrespecting Big John Stud. Taker next.
You gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. You're right. But now we down to the final four. Let's see where we're at. So coming out the northeast or the northwest, Big Show, aka the Giant, and he's taking on Andre the Giant, who went through Bam Bam Bigelow, then he beat Vader. Big Show beat Braun Strowman, then he beat Yokozuna. At the Northeast, you got Diesel, who beat Big King Kong Bundy, then he beats Mark Henry, taking on The Undertaker, who beat Kane, and then Big John Studd. So we can start on the left. Big Show versus the
Andre the
the
Giant.
immovable object, Andre the Giant. I get it. The Giant, this the son of Andre the Giant. He came in. Only thing I don't like about his debut, they did a fucking monster truck rally. What the fuck was that about? I don't know. With Hogan, remember
I always
the
wanted to see the monster truck with the Hulk Hogan arms. I always wanted to see that. Little Archie wanted to see that. I don't know why. And then they had Sting. They was doing backflips in the monster trucks. Yo, shout out to that, man. But this is any of these men could be the best big man, but we gotta decide. Chad, who you got, Andre or the Giant? And HP, let us know what you're thinking, brother. I see the wheels turning over there.
yeah, it's like when I think about athleticism, I'm gonna go Big Show. Clear. Impact to the game is Andre. Andre was the spectacle, and Andre never. On people like the Big Show are around because of Andre because they were able to fix Andre's condition later. So people who might suffer from that, I forgot what it's called, but he never stopped growing, and he was it was causing lots and lots of problems.
Could you imagine what travel was like?
They
Even
sit that man down 100 beers in a sitting, bro, like normal.
that's your kind of
100.
guy. Yeah, that's
It
your
is.
kind
I can't even keep
of.
pace. We got to do liquor, but I can only imagine how many bottles of Jack Daniels that man could throw
Yeah,
back.
the stories about Andre are legendary. Like the
You
stories
do
about
have to go Andre because I think when you look at WrestleMania 3, what sells it? It ain't Hulk Hogan. It's Andre the Giant versus Hogan. You remember when he ripped that chain off Hogan's neck? You thought he was gonna kill Hogan. You was scared. Everybody was scared for Hogan. Can Hogan do it? Big Show don't have no moment like that.
I did it, brother.
None. You can't show me a bigger moment than Andre getting slammed.
That is the immovable force first. What is it? What is it? The
Immovable,
immovable force was the
unstoppable force
irresistible
with the immovable
object.
object. Andre, like that's such a huge turning point.
And
Andre
the
also pushed
best
Ultimate
part
Warrior.
about that call is something people don't even talk
Mike,
about.
tell him, Mike, you
Gorilla
he,
Monsoon.
so he was a monster. He was about to buy WWF, but Vince sold it to his son for the that's how we get the term gorilla position.
Yeah, Gorilla Monsoon. Yeah, that the
And he was a
snake,
great
the
announcer.
chain snatching, the choking. Andre was him. Um,
Nah, Brock breaking the ring with Show is nowhere near Hogan slamming the giant.
Taz and
Let me tell
Bam
you this.
Bam did it first in ECW.
Kamala, Bam
Taz
Bam,
had the transmission on Bam Bam Bigelow and they went through the ring.
no, not even that. I said Bam Bam. People who slammed Andre before Hogan was Kamala, Big John Studd. And you don't even see those videos. That's how much it meant at WrestleMania 3. And they said it was the first time when it wasn't. Like we're protecting this. This moment in history is godsend. It sets up Hulkamania. Big Show
It
never
made Hulk Hogan.
it made I'm done, bro.
It made Hulk Hogan.
Hey,
That see, and this is the problem I have now with the current rub. It's not a rub.
it's not, bro.
Andre and Hogan, that was a rub. That got rockets to Hogan. So
You
yeah,
right.
I'm rolling with Andre as
Andre.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I like that matchup though. But dang,
Irresistible force versus immovable object. Though that is crazy.
irresistible force. I thought it was the. I don't know. I thought the
No, that's
irresistible
right.
force like love.
Irresistible force versus the immovable object.
I thought it was unstoppable force. Maybe I
Nah,
mean,
it's
you're more probably right
irresistible.
than me.
No, it's
You're right.
irresistible.
You know who's also the irresistible force? They call her Nia Jax.
Hey,
You see
look.
me chin biting that ass when she was backing it up on her like Rikishi,
Hey,
and she was.
we gonna do that. That's another bracket.
Let me
That's
get
the apple
focused. Let me
bottom
get.
jeans boost with the fur bracket.
Oh my god! All right, so we got Andre moving forward. That's
Andre the
interesting.
Giant has made it through the finals and he's made it through some tough competition. Listen,
On the other side of the world, dog. It is. It. Oh shit! I'm sorry. It is. Diesel, aka Kevin Nash, taking on Mark Calloway, aka me, Mark Calloway, aka The Undertaker. And we've
we
seen
got
who they've gone
Oz
through
and
to get
me, Mark Calloway, baby. That's the team.
now. This, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
They
This
were an
is
actual tag team though,
they were.
weren't they?
I know Kevin Nash had a fake ass tag team that mimicked the Blade Run, the Road Warriors.
It
They weren't
was
the Blade Runners. That was Sting and
I
Warrior.
believe they were, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but they were around each
No,
other.
I thought it was Lord Humongous Sid, but I could be wrong there too. But
Hey,
Paul Heyman used to be their announcer, their dude.
Paul Heyman. Well,
Dude been
either
around a
way,
minute.
one was Oz, and, and one was me and Mark Calloway. And they evolved to Diesel and the Undertaker, and that's who we got: Kevin Nash, Diesel versus the Undertaker. Listen,
Holy shit.
both of these men, they have similar paths, right? They both underwent character changes.
Against
Diesel
Spivey, yes.
Diesel went to Kevin Nash. Undertaker went to American Badass, right? Um, Skyscrapers. I thought they were a tag team. Yeah. Um,
Um
yeah, bro. As
D Rat got
smooth as I think Diesel was in the ring, I think Undertaker was smoother. Like he did some things in the ring he shouldn't be doing at his size. I never liked the run front flip over the rope. He does it though, right? Taker does some dangerous things. Hell, just climbing a steel cage is dangerous, yet alone wrestling on top of it. Um, he's a highlight reel. He's a highlight reel of WWE. No disrespect to Diesel. Diesel was that guy. Kevin Nash was that guy. Outsiders, all that. But I gotta go Undertaker. In this one.
I'm not mad at the choice. This is tough. For me, Diesel revolutionized wrestling. He's one of the first ones with a guaranteed contract. So if we're talking about the business of wrestling, what him and Scott Hall did when they went to WCW is crazy. for lots of reasons. The NWO is crazy. Taker even has commentary about we got to start doing like they're being real over there, and he was like, "Yo, him launching Rey Mysterio into the
He threw him like a dart, bro. And he ended the streak.
started beating people up, bro. That they fought at WrestleMania 12. They did, and I was so hyped for that. I thought the wrong guy won, to be honest with you. However, it proved to be right because one left the company and it would have did nothing. But good friends, better enemies came later. Um oh snap. Why does it keep doing that? But I will say this. Oh man. Obviously longevity is Taker. Character is Taker. Wrestling style is probably Taker. Impact to wrestling is Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
You can't tell me. And
Yeah.
man, I enjoy Kevin Nash match. There's less Kevin Nash matches because Taker is all gimmicks. Nash is more straight up wrestling matches that we get. He ends the Goldberg streak. He's the one that did it. So Taker has a streak. Kevin Nash ends the Goldberg streak. Where did Archie go? Most loved, most hated. Mo. Now he's disappeared, man. He's probably gonna jump back in a second. Um, I really have a hard time picking this. Um, and I'll be honest because when you talk about the impact, Taker needed. I don't want to say he needed, but Taker used a lot of gimmicks. The casket matches. The my man just having technical difficulties. He didn't like the pick. uh, no, he'll be back in a second. Uh, he used a lot of gimmick matches. He's coming back, and the Undertaker get up is crazy. Um, there he is. There he is,
Nah,
brother.
I ain't got no trench coat, D-Rec. I'm saving that for Fright Night. If you're in the Louisiana area, we got something real special coming in the next few weeks. I will be back in the city for something crazy. But
I'm a little biased, but see, okay, Diesel and Taker, okay, they totally different career paths. When Diesel is world champ, his homeboys in her Continental, they do a thing where it's never been done. They won all the titles in one night because they defeat British Bulldog and Yoko, and then they reverse the role. But for 24 hours, they hold all the titles. That tag team. Um,
it's two people I thought should have had bigger careers and been champions in WWF. One is Diesel, the other is Lex Luger. I thought they both were set up to be the guy, but never became the guy. And I don't
I
think Undertaker was ever the guy. He was just a guy. Like I said, he's never been lesser than upper mid
that
man.
might answer my question right there. Is Diesel on anybody's Mount Rushmore? The answer is no. Taker is arguably on a lot. So in that aspect, I think I have to take Taker because I can make the argument for him to be. I don't have him on mine, but he's close. He's in my top six.
And in ring,
Kevin Nash.
man, this is in ring, right? Taker's done way more in ring than Diesel.
I don't think it's all in ring. To me, it's not. But if you do, it's gotta be Taker because that in ring is crazy for Taker. That's from
Yeah, it is.
91 to, and that's just WWE time. 91. I mean, shit.
He's
He
still
popped up at
damn
WrestleMania
current because he
40.
popping up. He chokeslammed Trick Williams a few months ago. Like he's still current. So,
So yeah, I gotta go Taker, bro. Yeah, I
mm.
gotta take.
And
And
now
holy
for your main event of the evening, the battle of the big men from the Western Conference. We have Andre the Giant,
shit.
and from the Eastern Conference, from Death Valley, the Undertaker.
Mm,
This is
mm.
it's some very it's some legends on these lists, man. This bracket is tough.
It
But
is to me.
Undertaker. versus Andre. Is this a dream? Is this a fantasy match? Dream match?
Yes, yes. I remember when they used to have that Raw magazine, and they used to have a segment in there called Fantasy Warfare. That was one of the first ones they did. Andre the Giant versus The Undertaker. Um, I remember because I used to steal them on Sundays because Sundays they give you the fat newspaper, and I used to go to Quick Check or 7-Eleven, and I would take the WWE because they had WWE magazine, but then they came out with Raw magazine. Remember they had Sunny in there with that bathing suit. Them pages were sticky as a motherfucker after I got hold of them motherfuckers. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I would take that and slide the magazine in the Sunday circular part. Now you just pay $1.25. Boom, you get that. I get Word Up. I would get the Essence, and then I would get there was a lot of magazines. I just slide out, sell them. Boom, come
I don't
back,
know if
buy
any
another
of them are
newspaper.
watching this, but shout out to all the Jet Beauty of the weeks.
On
You
page 43,
you did your thing,
that shit
ladies.
was
You did your thing,
dog.
ladies.
A
Shout
lot of
out to
Sticky
y'all.
Jet magazines.
A Sticky Jet. That's gonna be my band name, Sticky Jet.
For real,
But
bro. Just like the Victoria's Secret model magazine when it came out with the new fall
hey,
lineup.
Mike, if we didn't take the HP turn, the TMI turn on Wednesday night, are we even
My bad.
on Wednesday Night Wars? But listen, we gotta make a decision. Chat, who y'all got? HP, who you got? Um, this could go either way for me. Literally.
I know the hell he didn't. Sticky Jets is a rock band now. Um, until Archie gets back, he probably pulls Undertaker maneuver. Um, damn. So it's easy to just quick and say Taker longevity, right? Move set. But when you're the man and WrestleMania and the early WrestleManias, one has a lot of success. Two, they had some issues. A lot was riding on three when they put in the Pontiac Silverdome. The Wyatt family interference is crazy. The Wyatt family interference is crazy.
At least they're doing something. Nah, I'm getting
But yeah,
phone
a lot
calls. Look, y'all don't have to call me on a Wednesday after 8:30.
a lot was riding on WrestleMania 3 because 2 was not the success of 1. And they booked it at Silverdome, and holy shit, did magic happen. It changes wrestling. It gives us the WWE as we know it. It gives us the WWE as we know it.
Even
Andre the
down
Giant
to the Logan Pauls and celebrities, because that's what sold it.
like a lot of people need their age to go for this because when we talk about Taker and characters, you go back to Andre before WrestleMania 3, and Andre doesn't lose for like years
It's
on
like
end.
4 years or something like that.
Yeah, he's got a long time of just not losing.
Because
Years.
Bruno Sammartino
Andre
was 8 years, right? He was like the champ for 8 years,
He had
right?
like an 8-year run with the belt. I think
Yeah,
Andre had a
so
decade-long run at
yeah,
some one point in his career. But he was the guy they called for the boxer versus wasn't it him versus Muhammad Ali or some shit?
yeah.
I didn't even catch that in Shea Stadium. Um, I don't think it was him. It was
But
him
see,
versus.
Andre, it made sense for him to have that run because he was a giant. Who's going to beat the giant? Or like Hogan say, the big smelly giant.
Yo, you remember the picture of Andre with the girls on his shoulders? Like it's like 4 girls on each arm,
That's
and he
somebody, mama.
Inoki. Ali. It might you might be right, direct. I think I do go with Andre because we don't have Undertaker.
I remember that
If
Inoki fight. That was kind of strange.
Taker never losing at one event for 21 years, Andre didn't lose every night for
That
10 is
that's
way more
crazy.
impressive.
That's
You
crazy.
know, you know,
You know
and
what? I say Undertaker's the most protected character. It might be Andre.
it might be Andre. But honestly, Andre, them boys were scared of him. Hogan, when you hear his stories, they was like, "Hey, Andre, how you feel about?" They had the Andre was the locker leader. Did you have you ever heard about the story with him and Macho Man and how Andre hated Macho Man and he used to pull his hair and step like wrestlers have little things when you're laying on the mat they'll step on your hair because it's like that oh my god and he used to hate he was Hogan has a story it could be a whole lot Hogan but it's funny as hell and he was like, "Hey, Randy was like, hey, no more baby oil," and
No
it's
more
just
baby
like he
oil.
didn't like that shit. He cracked the Ultimate Warrior's face for because the Ultimate Warrior's running too fast. Like, yo, slow down. Ultimate Warrior didn't
That's
want to
somebody else
listen.
who gave us a lot because, from what I understand, toward the end of his life, every day was like insufferable pain. Maybe that was
Insufferable.
because of his gigantism or the wrestling. Could be a combination of both. But I always say a lot, man. Wrestlers, they give us a lot. They give us their times and their bodies.
Archie, you
That's a
said it the
lot.
other day. You never gave us the name, but and then don't. But there was a wrestler you interviewed in Pro Wrestling 225 that talked about he had back issues
Yeah.
and the wrestling. Most people, humans, they're gonna say, "Well, stop wrestling." Well, no, it's worse once I stop wrestling.
Yeah. He said it
So
helps
when I
when he
wrestle,
wrestles.
yeah,
So
and I feel like Andre between trying to give back because he loved the business and also dealing with the gigantism that was they said it was bad, bro.
yeah,
Where
he
like
couldn't even
constant
travel
pain.
and move. I
'Cause
think
your
Big Show
joints are
went through
rubbing
that.
together, your joints are too big, and they're just like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
They're
one
like,
of the
ah,
reasons they started getting the buses. Big Show. He was having trouble like getting seats and traveling, and yeah, that's a lot.
Taker was a phenom, but Taker didn't sell the house. Taker's act of being undefeated when they finally started marketing that was a marketing toy to sell WrestleManias, and they never beat 93,000.
Mm,
I can't choose anybody but Andre the Giant,
I gotta
and I
go with
get it.
Andre too. Like
Yeah.
Andre, just it was special. He was the show. He was the attraction, and it's like you probably looking at him, you can't believe what you're seeing. Like your brain's not even registering this human in front of you. I've seen Taker. I've been to 4 or 5 WrestleManias. I was there when the streak got broken. Um, yes, it's a spectacle. It's great to see, but Andre, like, it's some Instagram models I meet in real life and can't believe I'm seeing you. So to see an actual giant,
An actual giant, 7'4", 525 pounds, and couldn't stop growing. That's just what the WWE started marketing him as. But that at one point, he might be
bro.
7'6", he might be 7'8", he might be 600. We
So
don't know.
I don't think you get an argument on that, but I'm not. I gotta roll with Andre as well, man. And just as a kid, bro, you knew Andre the Giant, like you knew this, like you knew him. As a kid, it was Andre and Hogan, bro. Like
Yes.
Andre and Warrior. You got the Warrior in there, Macho Man. That was the crew. That was
Who? Let me ask you a question because Andre will say his biggest rival was Hogan, right? You could argue Big John Studd, but what he did for Hogan, out of here. To me,
and
who
Hogan
is
said
Taker's
Andre
biggest
called that in the match. He was like, "Yo, give it, do it, give it to me." And I was like, he said Andre called that in the ring.
crazy? Crazy. Who is Taker's biggest rival? He might have two. I can think of two right off the top of my head. Two like Blair out of me.
That's a crazy
Uh,
stat, D-Rec. I think you 100% right though. Andre was Andre all over the world. Taker was just taking WWF. That's a crazy bar. That's a bar. And then it's not a knock on Taker, but that's a bar.
no, but that's that. Yeah, Andre. Andre, like he's that dude. And you know what's funny? People are like, well, WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 4, by WrestleMania 5 and 6. I don't even think he's on WrestleMania 6. I could be wrong. But we get the colossal connection, the Heenan family, because the reduced effort in the tag match is helping him out because his body is deteriorating. Um, but that's the end of Andre. Go watch him in the 70s.
Yeah, because he went to another company. I watched there's a whole documentary about this. He went to another company. Um, it's a Dark Side of the Ring, I believe. A guy started purging aging WWF stars, and he was being successful. I forget how the story ends. He ended up in debt, but he was building these big WrestleMania type events, and he was on their ass. But it was because he was getting the Andres and the older
No, he
guys
wasn't.
because they still were who they were. So, but yeah, man. So do Andre.
That's crazy, Mike. at a
And he
house
said he saw the
show.
big boss man get hung from the cage. Mike, I think you might have PTSD from wrestling. And we all do.
No,
But
man,
yeah,
imagine being 5 years old and he high fives you. You know how big Andre's hands is, paws? Hey, you
LeBron,
gotta take her to be honest. I'm not mad at you at CBA. It's not a bad pick. I just think in this case, and also when you're younger, and I don't know your age, you grow up to the Undertaker. So to
you
you know what
might
I'm
not
saying?
even know Andre's career.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have to go back to look because like even like a guy like Gorgeous George, right? You're like, who? Like, yeah, I used to have old tapes of wrestling, bro. Buddy Rogers, like, yeah, bro.
that's why I went back to watch Bruno because I was like, yo, Bruno. I never saw Bruno as a kid, so I had to go back to watch
I
Bruno.
had yeah,
Like, was Bruno really like that? Like, yeah, Bruno and Dusty, what they did, phenomenal. Um,
yeah. So
but
if you guys get
Andre,
a chance, go watch some of Andre's matches. If you only know him in black trunks or the black one piece,
you
then
don't
you
know
ain't
Blue
seen him in the
Andre?
blue and the afro. You only seen short hair Andre. You ain't see the afro.
He's the curly hair with the blue draws.
Hey, go get you some Andre. You know what I'm
Go
saying?
get you
The
some
only white
Andre.
man I know named Andre.
Hey, I ain't mad
The
at
only
him.
one. I've never met another white Andre.
And he's from France, so yeah, he was definitely something to see, man. So
I
it's
wonder,
been
is that
this.
why, black people like to name it like Mercedes, right? It wasn't because we just thought of the name, it was because of the car. Chanel, because of the brand. Jordan, because of the player. Tyson, because of the. Did black people start naming their kids Andre because Andre the Giant? Because a lot of people were into wrestling, bro.
You never know. I have a nephew named Drew because he was born the year the Saints won the Super Bowl. So
Hey, hey, I'm just wondering because I'm like, he's the only one, and he goes to the '70s, and back in the '70s, there's not a lot of Andres, but then
maybe
post
in France
Andre,
because he's from France. So maybe it's a common name and over there. I don't know.
I'm about to look this shit up because think about it, in the '70s, you ain't never heard no 52-year-old set, or now they'll be like 80. Hey, Andre, right? It just it's not there. Just like right now, ain't nobody naming their kid Lester, Sir Cornelius.
Sir
You know what I'm
Cornelius
saying?
is crazy.
Them things, Langston, them names is gone. Them names is gone.
Langston is nuts.
You
My
know what I'm
boy
saying?
named
So
Rocket. My boy named Rocket. So I don't know what to tell you.
pretty soon we're gonna have grandparents named like Yo Chanel. You know what I'm saying? And Yo King. There's a whole wave of King and Charisma. My daughter's name, you know what I'm saying? Charismas. They're gonna be 80 years old talking about Charisma. Get over here, Charisma.
Hey,
Lexus. Right? We know where these names came from. So it just dawned on me though. There's no old ass dudes named Andre.
Dr. Dre.
But even Dr. Dre,
Andre 3000. That's all I know. I don't know
Andre
about this.
3000 is probably one of the oldest. I have my homeboy, my mentor's name is Andre, but there are still kids when
Dr. Dre
Andre the
might be
Giant.
older than Andre, but
Think about this.
I
Wrestling in the 70s will put you at if you're born in 72, you're 52,
boom,
right?
boom,
Andre
boom.
was full-fledged adult then wrestling with a
You know what's crazy
name.
about Andre the Giant? He had an actual name. Like Andre the Giant. Like it was a name, Andre. You talking about when they started getting into the nickname. Hulk Hogan was a nickname. You know what I'm saying? Uh, what was it? Jake the Snake. Like these were names. He was Andre. Andre. Shout out to
That's why they
Andre the
called him.
Giant. Shout out to everybody on this list, man. First of all, thanks for the memories because, that's what this is all about. And I guess we got a winner of the big man bracket. The winner is Andre the
Andre.
Giant, and it wasn't easy. He made it through some serious competition. Yeah, you know what next week is, HP?
No, but let me pull some up. Which one was this one?
That is comedic.
That comedy?
That's
Oh,
just
that's fiend.
women's. Underrated. That's underrated.
You want to do underrated or female or comedic?
Ooh,
Female might be fun. Comedic is definitely gonna be fun. Let me go back to that
underrated.
bracket.
That's gonna be a lot of conversation right there. Comedic is that could go a lot of ways, bro.
Female, female might. I'm in the argument. I think female might be the one, bro.
We could do it. Let's do it. So next week on the Wednesday Night War, we're gonna pick the best female wrestler out of this bracket here. Yeah, I'm with it.
Or who would have won this matchup? Would it have been AEP or the
Oh
Usos?
man. Oh man. Listen.
What would have happened? You
I
know
don't
what
know
I'm
what would have
saying?
happened, but I know what did happen. And it's a story 2 pods ago. Listen.
Hey,
Rib Shot is
special
still in the
referee,
chat.
LA
Rib
Knight,
Shot.
goddamn.
We got something we might want you to put in cartoon form for us. The story about HP and he almost had an acolyte APA moment with Jay Uso, but we'll talk about it. But yeah, I think we do
Oh,
women's.
I have something I wanted to ask you on the pod,
Oh man,
and we've seen. I wanted to ask, is this worth it? And the question is, damn, yeah, I should have already had it ready, but here it is. All right. So we know December 13th, Saturday Night Main Event, Washington, D.C. is John.
nah. You just call me poor. Just call me broke. No, no, sir. That's listen.
Do you see these prices? I just came from WrestlePalooza and it was overpriced at,
Listen.
let's just say, 2 grand.
I'm convinced they're not selling all those tickets because there's no way. The government just shut down. We kind of in a recession, bruh. Nah.
$11,000, 11.5 for ringside seats. Is it worth it for John? You know what I hate? They marketed him as champion. Why does he should did John Cena was okay? Another conversation then. Just real quick, just get your 2 cents. Should John Cena have lost the title?
John Cena shouldn't have won that title to the very end and left as champion.
Oh, you don't think he should have won it all until the end?
Win and leave as champion. Take that title. You say you're the last real champion. Give us a new belt. Let's just get rid of it. Let him leave with that.
Hey,
Give us a new
that would
title.
have been fun. So you're talking about he leaves with this, and we never see this style championship
Never see
again.
it again. Nope.
This motherfucker cooking, y'all.
He
Hey,
says,
hold on.
hey, I'm the last real champ. This come, you know how CM Punk left with the title? Cena get one of those exits, and John Cena left, he retired. We have to unveil a new championship. And it probably would have had TKO logos and Logan Paul face on it, but it would have been a new title. Yeah, Mike be stunting on us in the chat, Vinny.
Yeah, where he at? Correct. You know, it's funny when you can't say anything, you just act like you just can't. You just act like you just not gonna read it. But the reality is, motherfucker don't know how to pronounce the
He's
shit.
somewhere where it's warm and you can be topless if you want to.
That's fire. That's fire. I just think now that you put that in perspective, that would have been super crazy.
And it
And
shouldn't
they
have been a
debuted.
title match to the end. Up until that point, it should have been the John Cena Open Challenge. I'm challenging young stars. I'm challenging dream. We having dream matches. People who shouldn't be in the conversation. Yeah, it should have been more people involved into it. But look, bro, it's done. They're failing at it. It's kind of like McDonald's selling breakfast all day. They tried, it worked for a little bit, and they got rid of it. Look, John Cena should have walked out with that title, and he could have sat it down. Look, imagine a shot of John Cena up, about to go through the curtain, and he put the title on his waist one last time, bro, and just
You know what
walked
would have
out
been cold?
as
Now that
champ.
you say this, when he walks out, that remember how when he was heel, he put the title backwards on himself? When he walks out, my last time is now, and he walks out with the belt turned backwards. So you're watching him walk away still as champion. And that's the last shots we see of John
That's
Cena.
it. Because I don't know what the last shot of Cena is going to be. I hope it's not no long speech in the ring, which is probably going to be because they're going to give him his time to talk.
I
And if
said
I'm
that's
paying
beautiful. I
$9,000 for those tickets, I want to be
11.5, bro. Ringside TV said 11.5. Hold on, bro. Let me pull that back up.
I better be wrestling John Cena for 11,000.
Second row.
I'm his last opponent for them prices.
95. You basically spending 10 racks. You got 10 racks. And here's my thing, right? Show me your last. What was the last good pay-per-view? I would say maybe SummerSlam, to be honest. But SummerSlam was, if they would have rolled it into one night with 8 matches, would have cooked. But
I
it was
don't
still
know,
good.
bro. It's I don't know, but
Both nights were still pretty good. But even before that, you have a gap. Like, you're not giving consistently good pay-per-views. And Saturday Night
you're
Main
not
Event's not
getting
a pay-per-view.
consistently good weekly shows at this point. So to hell with pay-per-views. But the only consistently good weekly show you got is Wednesday Night Wars right here on the Attitude Era podcast. Of course, we do Monday Night Raw and SmackDown recaps during or right after the main event. But Wednesdays is 8:30 right here. We kind of do the same thing, but we do this with you. We do this with people. We do this with teams, and we have a draft coming up soon in the next few weeks. We're trying to lock down a date. So check out the memberships, check out the content. Check out everything we got going on, and we will see y'all Friday night during the main event of SmackDown. That is King HP. I am the Archie Carter. This is the Wednesday Night Wars. Have a great week. And Mike, put your toes in the sand for me, brother. We'll see y'all Friday during the main event of SmackDown. Peace.
Uh-oh.
Wednesday
Why is
Night
it taking so long?
Wars. You heard? 8:30 ish. 8:30 ish.